All right, so a lot of people are asking about who we should pull for the $10 guaranteed S/A rank pull. So in that pull, we get one guaranteed S rank, one guaranteed A rank, three guaranteed B ranks, and five guaranteed C ranks. So a lot of people are wondering, who should I pull for my S/A combo, and or does my A rank not matter as much? So first off, we're gonna start. There's always a chance to rank up your units through the talent tree. So you can get pretty much any character to S rank if you're willing to gamble with a lot of luck, and it could take a lot of time. So right now, most people want the best units in the game for their S rank. So that's what we're going to be going through. So probably the best character in the game right now that everyone wants to pull is Shauna, and the reason why is because she is probably the best AoE damage dealer in the game. And she deals all hybrid damage, which is really strong because it's hard for enemies to have both Fizz defense up and Arcane defense up. And her S1 bleeds, and her ultimate also bleeds, so you can inflict actually 2 sets of bleeds over the course of a game, and on high health units, that's a really strong ability. Also, most of her crosses deal hybrid deal damage also on all enemies, so there's a decent amount of good ones. I wouldn't recommend the shield one that she gets. And her exclusive talent is she gains conviction whenever she moves, and conviction increases her team's damage dealt, and that's also a really strong buff if you guys can pull for the exclusive talent. I don't think the exclusive talent matters as much, but it does eventually. Right now it doesn't. And if you guys are looking for the other best characters in the game, in case you guys want to pull these guys for your A ranks or whatever, or if you guys already have Shauna for whatever reason, then we'd be going to Miyuki. Miyuki is probably the second best AoE damage dealer in the game. She does a lot of arcane damage, and she can remove buffs from enemies, and she also increases their damage taken, and a lot of her crosses also deal AoE damage. Sorry, only one of her crosses deal AoE damage. But she does do extremely strong and high amounts of damage, and also when the enemies have less than 30% HP, her teams does more damage to them. And that's extremely impressive. So we're going to talk about single target damage dealers now. Probably in my opinion, the 3 best right now. So first we're going to start with the free unit we get. And since she's free, I wouldn't recommend pulling her for S and A right now. But if you watch this in the future and you don't have her, or you want to waifu her, or you just want an S rank Asuna for waifu reasons or like anything like that, then she's also a really strong single target unit. The main reason why we're going to talk about her is because she is a very self-sustaining unit. So, her S1, her S1 comes with high fizz damage here. High fizz damage, and it increases her own damage, which is a really good and really self-sustaining. Also, she has bonus crit rate on her ultimate, which is really strong because she's a single target damage dealer. I've had this ultimate at like level 23 basically, crit for like almost 6k with barely any investment in it. So I think that Asuna is one of the best single target damage dealers, especially early on, because she's so self-sustaining. And she has some good crosses, you know. Her talent's also pretty good. When attacking, she gets a buff increasing her crit rate, which is really strong. Kuroyuki Hime is another really strong one. She deals a lot of damage. She also increases her own team's damage, and she also gets her ultimate also has a really high crit rate. So she's also another self-sustaining unit if you don't want Asuna. Also, if you get her with Kirito, she's really strong because she also gets a Starburst stream with ultimate also. And the last one we will be talking about is Izaya. He deals a lot of fizz damage. He also inflicts backfire, and the main reason why backfire is so strong against all enemies is because CPUs typically use their skills right now. They're designed to just attack all the time, so right now he's really strong. Also, his ult does a good damage, I guess. His crosses aren't too impressive, but like right now they deal enough. He also, the main reason why everyone hates him is because he does a lot of things. He can increase damage dealt. He can also seal enemies with this cross right here, the remove list and client. He also deals backfire. He just does a little bit of everything, which is really strong right now. Also, when characters have more debuffs, Izaya's team does more damage, which is an extremely powerful one too, because you typically be debuffing allies at least once in a while. So those are probably the strongest units in the game that are mains right now that I talked about. However, I'm going to be talking about support units too, not sub units, support units. So if you guys are looking for strong supports to pull for A rank too, my recommendation would be Akko, and the main reason why is because she has the best healing in the game. She also has a shield ability, and she also cleanses all debuffs from allies and enemies, but she makes her allies immune to debuffs for a couple turns, which is a really strong ability. Yeah, her cross isn't that good for her main. And when Akko is in the party, all allies take less damage, which is, again, really strong for a support unit. The second best support unit I would pull for would be Tomoga. And the main reason is because she heals. She also reduces all ally damage taken for several turns, which isn't that bad. But here's the big one. Her ultimate provides one of the best damage dealing buffs in the game right now. Just because it's an ultimate, it just buffs more, assumably. And her crosses are okay. They're not bad. This is also a really strong talent here. When the turn number changes, your party gains an extra skill point. Negative effect, the entire party takes more damage. So while your party does take more damage, gaining an extra skill point every single turn that passes makes it really, really strong. So basically, if you cycled through the 5 other characters, you would pretty much get 10 skill points by the end of the full cycle. And that's an extremely powerful buff on its own, essentially, because it just gives you so much room to do damage. And in case you guys are wondering, we're not really going to be talking about support units right now because they don't matter as much, mainly because your S1, S2, and Ultimate basically rely on your main unit, and the only way subunits matter is if you can cross them, and if you cross them and either get a new ability or upgrade an ultimate. So right now, yeah, okay. Anyways, you guys made it to the end of the video, and I'm glad you guys did. If you guys made it this far, I'm going to be streaming as soon as I upload this on Twitch, so you guys can check that down below. I am going to be uploading more Crossing Void content, and if you guys have any questions for what kind of Crossing Void content you guys want, or just have questions in general, you guys can either put it down below in the comments, or you guys can ask me on stream. If I don't have an answer, I can get back to you guys in a video, or anything like that. So yeah, since I'm going to make more content, I would really appreciate it if you guys would follow me either on my Twitch channel or on YouTube, because it would really help me out and motivate me to do this a little bit more. Content might not come out as fast as like what I did for these last 2, but this is mainly because the game just came out, so I kind of want to rush at least content that people would want right now and questions that people would have. So yeah, alright, I'm signing out.